There's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer, a screamer.
What's going on, YouTube? So today I'm going to be talking about the Bad Boys Club LA premiere. Y'all, before I get started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys thought about the premiere. So y'all, the premiere was actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be, not going to lie. Like, I thought it was going to be a bunch of mishmash and pish-pash put together, but it actually wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that bad for Zeus quality. We got to start comparing Zeus quality to his previous projects. We can't compare it to like VH1 type content because we're just not going to get that. You feel me? It's Zeus. It's Zeus. So it starts off with each of them getting introduced, right? So they start introducing everybody as they're going to take their little cast photo or whatever, right? So the first person we get introduced to is Karan. So Karan is Kirk Franklin's son or whatever. So they introduce him. They show like when he was a little kid. Of course, they show Kirk Franklin and all that stuff. He was saying how he tried to go like the spiritual route, but it didn't work. Blase, blase, all that type of stuff, right? So then we get introduced to Anthony. This is the thing with Anthony. I hate people who wear shades. I feel like you hiding something. Like you got a big secret you don't want people to know. It gives me very much this. Like, I'm Pierre and da-da-da-da. Like, no, I want to see you. Like, I want to see you. Like, it's so annoying to me. Every time I see him with these big blockbuster shades, I be wanting to snatch it out of his face. Like, I want to see you, my nigga. Like, I feel like I can't get to know you because I can't see you in your eyes. Like, we see each other. Like, we need to see each other. Like, the fuck, it's so annoying to me. He looked like IMVU character. Every time he had him, and we see them confessional with the damn shades on, it bothers me. We get introduced to Curtis. And shout out to the Blue Girls Club. Y'all thought y'all was hot and popping, bro. Y'all thought y'all was hot and popping because two of the Blue Girls girls, Naj and Louisiana, they were in a picture with Curtis, right? I don't know if it was backstage or somewhere for Zeus, and they kept showing that picture. But guess what Zeus did? They blurred out their two faces, so they didn't even get no recognition, no nothing for being on the show. Which Zeus so flawed for that because y'all could have had them sign something so they could be shown on the network. Because y'all know these Blue Girls die for the attention. So damn. Shout out to y'all because they just kept showing the picture. They kept showing the picture. They kept showing the picture, but their picture was just blurred out. So yeah, we get introduced to Dylan. So Dylan is what blew me. He was like, oh, he F bad bitches. So Dylan straight? Since when? Since where? Since how? Like that confused me. Like when he said it, I was like, skirt! Rewind. Like the fact. It just didn't make no sense to me when he said that. Hopefully he meant like bad bitches meaning like bad niggas. Cause he's very much like feminine and like whatever. That's besides the point. Okay. We get introduced to Milan. You already know Milan. He's very much a groupie. So he was just like, oh, I was the first openly gay person on reality television. I was a male, black male. I was on Paper Magazine with, you know, Nicki Minaj. And not with Nicki Minaj, Paper Magazine, which featured Nicki Minaj, you know, Kim Kardashian, and you know, I'm lit or whatever. Well, you know, his pecs out or whatever. I call them titty pecs because they hang over and they look like cow titties. So it's like he got the pecs out or whatever. I want to talk because me and my little fat big, my little big titties or whatever. So let me shut up. So then we introduced to Moolah. Moolah to me was such a disappointment because, like I said, I kind of followed him before the show, you feel me? And like the reason how I even knew who he was, one of the designers in Miami, because I live in Florida or whatever, his name is I was gonna say Star Milan. His name is Shane Justin. So Shane Justin was on his Instagram and he interviewed Shane Justin. You already know Shane Justin's gay or whatever. He introduced it, like he interviewed him. He got more information about Shane's business, stuff like that or whatever. So I'm like, oh, this man cool, like blase, blase, blase. Turns out he a whole homophobic asshole who's low-key DL in my opinion because you too worried about who's gay and who's straight because it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? It's just very much weird. But we get more on that on the end of the episode or whatever. So we get introduced to Darrell's where the money reside, where the money reside. And he said he was 24. He blew me because I thought he was older than that. I thought he was in his 30s or 40s. Yeah. Not because he looks old, but he's not an ugly old. Like he gave me like just late 30s type or whatever. So when he said 24, I was like, ooh. I said, ooh, like the Jasmine Mesh. Ooh. I was shocked. I was like, damn, like he's young as hell. I really thought he was older than what he was. So of course he's famous for saying where the money resides and when he hopped out the trunk or whatever. So we get introduced to Willem. So you already know Willem the baddest, Mr. Catfish. So of course he was on MTV's Catfish, and that's where he's mostly known for. And he's like, to me, he's like a Zeus groupie because he's been around like the Zeus red carpets and stuff like that. So we've seen him throughout there. And then of course Getta K. Now you already know I love to impersonate people. This Getta K, he's like, you know, my name Getta K, and like I'm a bad bitch, and like, you know, I'm known for, you know, shaking my cakes in Atlanta and like, you know, fighting these big bitches. I'm originally from Michigan, but you know, I boop 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 and blah blah and blah blah and like boop 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 boop. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah. The fuck? I'm a lady like bitch. Yeah. My name is Getta KK. So yeah, that's Getta K. And y'all, like I said, they should have put We Love Shay on there because they would have been a dynamic duo to put on the show. It would have been really, really funny. And they probably might have got into it because they already know previously, if y'all follow the YouTube girls, they already got into a huge fight on YouTube before. So that would have been kind of good to see. Something else, somebody else we got introduced to is Andrew Caldwell. He didn't get a confessional because, as you guys know, if y'all watched the full episode ever, his ass already dipped out. You feel me? And you already know he been cussing out Zeus. Y'all left and right. He been cussing out Zeus because he feels as if Zeus has been treating him like crap. And he didn't like how the production or something happened with production. I really think he was just scared, and that's why he ended up leaving the house, because I think he realized, like, hey, if I go up in that house, they're all going to jump me, and I'm going to get my ass beat. Just like Guy, remember when Guy got jumped by all them girls on the cabaret? Like, he was going to get that, but probably 10 times worse, because it's a bunch of big niggas in there. So, yeah. We see the photo shoot or whatever, right? And we just see Andrew roast everybody. He's just like, you're broke. You're broke already, okay? You're not gonna last. You probably went and got a PPP loan for those shoes. You got a PPP loan for them shoes. And then to the white boy, he's like, look at y'all, trailer trash. You know, he enunciates with the mouth just like Capri. It's just like trailer trash. The white boys gonna go down to the trailer trash. These gay boys will be nothing. Yes. Yes, that'll be nothing. Fuck is you talking about? So that's Andrew. The whole time he's just roasting. We don't know why he's just cussing him out or whatever. It was just so random. Like, it came out of nowhere. He was just cussing him out or whatever. We didn't get a backstory of why he was cussing him out, but he was just cussing everybody out. He was getting into it with Milan, of course. And then, of course, Dylan and Willem, they got offended because they were called trailer park trash. So Dylan's just like, yeah, who the fuck you think you talking to? Fuck is you talking about? When we get up in my house, I'ma whoop your ass. I'ma whoop your ass, bitch. You fat ass bitch, roller pole looking ass bitch. I'ma whoop your ass. Andrew, the fuck is you talking about? The fuck, yeah. So yeah, so Andrew, you know, he keeps getting into it with the cast. And the one thing I hate that they need to tell them to stop doing on the show, they need to tell them to stop talking to the camera. It makes the show look fake. It makes the show look so fake. They keep talking to the camera. Like, nobody wants to see that. Every 2 seconds, we the bad boys and we bad, da. Like, stop doing that. Like, it makes the show look so fake. We don't see Love and Hip Hop being like, yeah, like, you don't see Erica Mena being like, yeah, bitch, I just cussed out Rich Dollars. Fuck is you talking about? Like, little stuff like that. Zeus needs to sit down with their cast and tell them, like, hey, y'all can't talk directly to the camera. We're not here. We're just filming it. Act like we're not here. That's how shows run. They don't run as if the cameras is right in your face. We're basically watching it as if the cameras aren't there. Like, we're catching everything in real time. So, like, that whole talking into the camera is really annoying to me. So then after Andrew gets into it with the cast, he talks to production. So talks to production or whatever. And then production goes and talks to the rest of the cast. And production's just like, I think that was Big Chris, right? Big Chris is like, yeah, y'all not going to jump on Andrew, okay? That's what y'all not going to do. Y'all not going to jump on Andrew. We got it, okay? What the hell? Y'all just going to stop. Y'all going to learn to stop. Y'all not going to hit Andrew. You feel me? And the thing is, when did security get so much camera time? Like, y'all might as well put security and production in a intro. Like, Just put them, shawty, you a bad bitch. You know the baddies intro, make it bad, and then just show Big Chris like, hey, like just show them in the intro, like they part of the cast anyway. So it's like make them a part of the cast, because it's like, what's the point? They're being shown on camera. They're talking more than some of the cast members that talk on this season. So it's like, what the fuck? So yeah, we see Natalie, of course, getting her makeup beat. This is her. They're beating her face or whatever. She's just like, guys, you know, I'm really busy. Like, I have so much stuff I have to do. I'm just here to welcome them to the house, and I'm just gonna leave. Like, it's their show, and like, I'm just so busy. Like, the fuck, I need to go home. And like, yeah, I'm glad Natalie knows her place, because the fact she knows that it's not her show and she's not gonna be there living in the house getting camera time, I like that. So props up to you, Natalie. I respect the fact. You see, I'm willing to acknowledge when somebody stars or whatever, when you feel me, like when they deserve their credit and their flowers, as Justin said. Give me my flowers. Give me my flowers. I'm giving you your flowers, Natalie, because you realize, like, hey, it's not my show. I'm not a cast member. I'm just a producer. So like, let me introduce y'all to the house. I'm gonna get up out of there. I'm gonna pop in every 2 days or whatever, see what's going on and stuff like that, and like, y'all go have y'all show. I like that, Natalie. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you. Thank you. Props up to Natalie. So yeah, they head to the house. They start talking about sex or whatever. So then they start questioning Carry On about if he like girls or guys or whatever. So then they're like, oh, like what you like? Do you like niggas or do you like bitches or whatever and stuff like that? And then Anthony's funny. Let me tell you, Anthony, I heard like you got to catch the little side comments or whatever when they having them group scenes, because Anthony was Carry On was like, yeah, like I date bitches, I like bitches or whatever, and Karen was like, Anthony was like, you sure? You don't look like you do. He was like, he was like, you look like you like everything or something like that. He said. I was like, I caught that. So yeah, so he was just like, oh, I can't I dibbled or dabbled or whatever, like stuff happens in the dark. He was just kept saying stuff happens in the dark, stuff happens in the dark, stuff happens in the dark. So we're just Gutter Canaan's like, oh yeah, stuff happened in the dark, the fuck, yeah, like, you know, stuff happens in the dark. So like everybody was just wondering like, what you mean happens in the dark? Because like you probably messed with like a tranny before, or other dudes and stuff like that. Not tranny, but a trans girl or whatever before, or other dudes. So it's like, tell the tea, like what's the tea or whatever. So we all know like Carry On, apparently, allegedly, he's bi, but I just think he's fully gay. He just doesn't want to say it because of his religion, and Kirk Franklin would probably disown him. So yeah, but Kirk Franklin's no saint either, because he went on The Breakfast Club and all these shows about how he has a porn addiction. So you, Mr. Pastor Holier Than Thou, you over here jacket every 2 seconds to porn. So he really can't judge his own son for some of the sins he has, because you have one of the biggest sins, which is pornography. But that's besides the point. So yeah, after that happens or whatever, and then they're still in the bus or whatever during the scene, right? This is what irritated me. This is why I say Moolah just is a whole disappointment. To me, Moolah is the pinnacle definition of DL trade, because this is DL trade. DL trade gonna get mad when they think you're gonna try something with them, because it's like, why do you think something's gonna happen with them and somebody's gonna try to do something to you sexually in the house if you say you straight? Like they're gonna purposely try you or whatever, or anything like that. He was just like, oh, if somebody try me sexually in the house, you know, I'm gonna knock their ass out. That's just what's gonna happen. I'm gonna knock their ass out. And y'all gotta remember, when Moolah was introduced on the show, whatever, he said he was in prison, I think for 5 years or something like that, 23 days or something like that. I think that prison experience shook him up, and he probably had a little booty play. So I think it kind of like, it made him an angry trade. So it's like anytime he's around a group of boys, he gets very defensive because he probably has some prison experiences, you feel me? And it makes him uncomfortable. That's just what I'm getting from, especially when he was saying that he went to jail. I was just like, oh, now it makes sense. Like, I just connected the dots. Like, it makes a lot of sense now. So yeah, he was just like, oh, like, I'm gonna punch whoever try to, like, you feel me? Like, if somebody try me in the house sexually or whatever, I'm gonna knock their ass out because I don't play that, and blase, 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 and yeah. Nobody said it was gonna try you. And to be honest, like, keep looking. The more I keep looking at Moolah, he's not that attractive. Like the beard is the thing that makes him a little bit more attractive. Without the beard, he looks like a hamster. Like I looked up the picture with him without the beard, it looks like a hamster. So it's like, relax. Anyways, we see Mulan. Mulan asks Gutta K about how he identifies, and you guys already made a video about this on my channel. Gutta K's answer, of course, irritated me because he didn't know how he identified. He could have said non-binary, which means you don't identify as a nigga and you don't identify as a girl. You just do whatever you feel like or whatever. Like sometimes you feel like dress up as a girl, sometimes you feel like dress up like a boy. You're non-binary. You're a femme boy. That's it. If he had said that, it would have eliminated everything. But his answer was just confusing. Especially you got these homophobic straight dudes. They probably thinking, "Oh my God, this boy confused. He don't know who he is," because he was just like, I dabble in within everything. I like pussy. I like dick. I got a long dick. I got ass, and yeah, girly, the fuck, da da da. So it's like that wasn't a clear answer. So I would just wish he had said that, especially with these homophobic ass niggas. It would have probably made a little bit more sense to them, being in the bus or whatever. So yeah. And then they asked Milan who he would sleep with, and he said it's Mula. So Mula, of course, his uncomfortable ass talking about, it just kind of made me feel uncomfortable because you got Milan 6'3" or whatever, big buff dude. It looked like he could rough me up or whatever. Yeah, it gave him, like I said, it's giving him them jail flashbacks. It's fucking him up. It's fucking him up. Them jail flashbacks is messing him up because he feel like, damn, like one of these dudes gonna take advantage of me or whatever, and it's not gonna be cute. And I like, you feel me? That's how he feel. Like he feel like he back in jail, and it's not jail. It's the Bad Boys Club. That's what I think he thinks it is. Like it's jail part 2. So after that, they asked the white boys or whatever who's the baddest, because they were like, "Oh, Dylan, your name is 931 Baddie." And then they were like, "Willem, your name is Willem the baddest. So who the baddest white boy?" They instigating in the car or whatever, right? So then 931 Baddie's like, "No, I think I'm the baddest white boy or whatever, because like that's just how I look, like the fuck, like I'm the baddest white boy, Willem, I don't think he the baddest white boy." And they're like, "We don't know, whatever." None of them really said they the baddest white boy, right? So then Milan, Gunnar, and Anthony, they instigated. So then they just keep instigating. So then next thing you know, Dylan was like, "But I did hear that, Willem, you was talking shit. I heard you was talking mad fucking shit. The fuck? I heard you was talking shit on Instagram or whatever. Like people came to me, they say you talking mad motherfucking shit. The fuck?" So then Willem was like, of course, like he was like, Willem's smart because he I feel like he started to peep how this show's gonna go and how production not production, but like how reality shows kind of work. Like they try to pin people against each other. Since there's the only 2 white boys in the house, of course they're gonna try to pin them against each other. So Willem was just like, of course we the 2 white boys or whatever. So of course they're gonna try to pin us against each other. Like, why you tripping or whatever? I never said nothing about you, blase, blase, blase. I think this is all made up, to be honest, because how I didn't even really know 931 Baddie was on the show until halfway through the season. Everybody started finding out that he was on the show. So who the hell came to you saying that he was talking crap? Like that to me just didn't make any sense. So yeah. After that happens or whatever, they pull up to the house, and Dylan, before they get off the bus, Dylan was just like, "Yeah, like before we get off the bus or whatever, like, bitch, do you want to fight? Like, do you want to fight? Like, we could just fight right now. Like, the fuck." So then they start swinging in the air, they windmilling. Both of them can't even fight. It's like the funniest thing ever seen them fight. They're like, they windmilling, can't even fight right. They windmilling. They can't even fight right. So then everybody in the bus starts laughing, whatever. Security separates them. They get off the bus, right? So then they get off the bus, and then again, I still want to know, is Dylan straight? Because when he said he F white, he said he fuck bitches. I fuck bitches. I'm confused. I want to know. Leave it in the comments down below. I want to know. Evan Entertainment wants to know. I want to know. So yeah, they get off the bus or whatever. They start fighting or whatever. And you already know, Darrell, he starts instigating the whole situation. And mind you, I could already tell Darrell was kind of drunk on the bus, because this is him on the bus the whole time, right? This is him on the bus. He's like this. This is his cup in the hand. He's like, Like he's drunk already. We already know he's drunk, like off, like in the bus. So he gets off the bus. He was just like, "Oh, y'all gonna fight right now, or if y'all don't fight right now, you, Dylan, and you, Willem, I'm whooping both of y'all ass." So then next thing you know, Willem started squaring up, and I'm surprised Willem started really squaring up because I thought he was gonna be like quiet or whatever, and I'll be wanting to fight. But like I feel like he was just like, I have no choice. Let me just do it. So he's like, right? He started swinging. He missing or whatever, still hitting the air. And then I think one bad, he's like, "The foot, what you doing? The foot, the foot." He sound like King of the Hill. He's like, "What you doing? The foot you doing? Shit." Like they start swinging on each other, whatever. They start swinging on each other. And then they start missing. Everybody in the confessional was just like, "What are these two white boys doing? Like, this is crazy, right?" So the next thing you know, Darrell jumps on Dylan. He jumps on Dylan. He jumps on Dylan like a damn wild banshee. He jumps on him in the bushes. They start fighting. Or whatever. Next thing you know, Dylan gets a big cut on his face, like on the side of his face, gets a big ass bloody cut, right? After they fight, right? So then during the whole fight, right, somebody gonna talk about blood on the leaves. That was my song. I go like, blood on the leaves, the blood on the leaves. That song snap. So then after that happens or whatever, he gets a cut in the face. I could tell Dylan wanted to go home because I feel like he was scared because he didn't see Darrell. He didn't think Darrell was going to do that to him. He didn't think Darrell was just going to run up on him like that, which in my opinion, I think Darrell, of course he was drunk, but that was so unnecessary and random. And like I said, a drunk mind speaks like a sober tongue. So it's like, why are you jumping into random fights that have nothing to do with you? Like that to me was crazy. He didn't get jumped because I hate how Milan was like, "Oh, he got jumped." It's not like Willem was whooping his ass and the Darrell just jumped in and just started fighting him too. No. After that got separated, he jumped in and then hit him or whatever. Like he just sneaked him. He sneaked him. He didn't get jumped though. So that was stupid. Milan kept saying he got jumped or whatever, right? So after that, Darrell goes and then he fights Willem. And I go lie, that fight, it looked so staged. It looked like a spoof. When Darrell was fighting Dylan, it looks like a spoof of Bad Boys. That's what it looked like. It looked like a spoof of Bad Boys Club. Because the way they was fighting, it was like low-key in slow motion. They was just like rushing each other. It was like low-key in slow motion. So I'm just like, what's going on? Like, it's just too much going on. And of course, Darrell is bloody drunk. He has a cup in his hand. Half of the time he's drinking. He's drinking like this. He drinking like this. You drinking like this. You drinking like a fish, right? All right, I got this damn thing on him. He drinking like this. He drinking like a fish, right? So then, after that fight happens, right? Natalie comes, and poor Willem, his braids got detangled in the fight. That's how you know it was bad. His braids, he had it up in that little do not tie in the little top or whatever. And that thing got unraveled like a story. And then next thing you know, Natalie comes out and starts yelling at the Bad Boys. So Natalie's like, "You guys are doing the most. This is crazy. Why are you guys fighting or whatever? Everybody's just fighting. Who just fought? Who just fought?" And then they're like, "Oh, Darrell just fought Willem and Dylan, and Dylan and Willem just fought. Like, this is crazy." So then once he starts yelling, Darrell reads Natalie in the confessionals because he was just like, "Oh, you talking crap to us, Natalie, but this is what you're iconic for. You made a show. You just made this show off of basically your show of you being bad. So what you talking about? People are fighting or whatever. So like, you sound stupid," which was so true. Because it's like Natalie, of course, she has to be professional. She can't be egging on the fights or whatever because she is executive producer. So I'm kind of happy that Natalie's kind of taking her job serious and not making it to where she's the bad girl of the Bad Boys house. She's just like, "Hey, I need to chill out. Let's get in this house. Buzz it. So shout out to Natalie for that again. I'm giving you your flowers in the word of Jocelyn. I'm giving you your flowers, okay? So, of course, Darrell's still super drunk, still super drunk, right? Darrell's super drunk. He keeps getting drunk or whatever, and the security is like piling on him because they're trying to get him to calm down because after that whole fight or whatever, he was still kind of riled up. Mind you, he has blood on him. I think he got the blood from Dylan, to be honest, and not because somebody hit him. So yeah, so Natalie tells Darrell, he was just like, "Oh, he gotta go." He was just like, "Oh, he can't behave. You gotta go. Take him out, security. Take him out. He gotta go. So then Natalie has Darrell taken out or whatever, right? So then Anthony and Milan go and talk to Darrell because he's sitting in the car, right? He's just sitting in the car drunk like this. So then Anthony, to me, he kind of annoyed me because to me he's like a tag along. I hate a tag along ass nigga. Like he was just with Milan, like, yeah, you acting crazy and da da da. No, like Milan was like, you acting crazy, like why'd you jump in or whatever. And this Anthony, yeah, you acting crazy. Why you acting crazy for? Like, yeah, no, like he was just tagging along. But you could tell a lot of them were drunk by this point because Zeus, they do this a lot. And Amber even said this as well on my, because I did like a mini interview with her on her Instagram live. She said she's gonna agree to a full interview, so hopefully she's down for it. She talked about how like they give them more liquor than food. So of course they probably liquored them up before they even got in the house. So it makes a lot of sense as to why they were acting, especially Darrell, why he was acting the way that he does or whatever, right? So after that happened, Natalie comes out again out of the house and talks to all the bad boys. So he's talking to all the bad boys. He was just like, oh, Darrell, you need to calm down or whatever. I'm gonna welcome you guys into the house. So they all enter the house. The house is nice as hell, right? It's sad that Natalie, this is how I'm telling Natalie shady. This big ass, nice ass house. But then again, Baddies ATL, it was their first season and Natalie was still kind of new to Zeus. But the house they got was 10 times nicer and they had 10 times more room versus freaking Natalie's house for Baddies because that house was trash. They had roaches. They barely had enough beds for everybody. People had to share rooms, this and that. These bad boys, some of them had their own rooms. They had king-size beds, like all this stuff. Like, it low-key had me shook. But then again, Baddies ATL was their first show, and Natalie still was new to Zeus. So they probably gave her a little rinky-dink house. They say, okay, like, we gonna see how y'all do with ratings or whatever. But these boys, they got treated like kings, to be honest, because that house was really, really nice. So they end up going into the house, and Mullah finds his own room, right? And then Mullah's like, oh, this my room or whatever, right? And then Curtis walks in. He was just like, oh, I hopefully me and Mullah room together because we the straight boys in the house and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so y'all could each other under the sheets in the middle of the night. Like, we know the tea, y'all. Like, they're just so annoying to me. Like, you can't have signed up for a show called Bad Boys Club and not think it was going to be some gay niggas in that house. Like, let's keep it about. You didn't do your research on the name Bad Boys Club. If you Google it on YouTube, it's nothing but a house full of gay boys fighting. So it's like, who you think was going to get casted on there? A bunch of street niggas? And street niggas don't be wanting to live with other niggas. Especially a lot of straight niggas don't want to live with other niggas. So it's like, you already look like a suspect to begin with. So that's besides the point. So Gutta was in the room or whatever, and Anthony was in the room, and they're just sitting there or whatever, right? So then Mullah and Mullah was just like, oh, can y'all like leave or whatever? Like, it's making me uncomfortable, y'all in my room, blah, blah, blah. So then Anthony's like, why should we leave? Like, we're just sitting in the room. Like, why are you uncomfortable? Like, why are you uncomfortable? Which, like I said, is bringing back Mullah to the jail experience. So he thinks he's still in prison. He thinks he's still in jail. He thinks his booty bandits in the house and he gonna get his booty touched and he don't like it. That's what it is. It's giving him very much flashbacks. You feel me? Very much flashbacks. That's what I think. Cause it's like, and even Gutta called him out in the confession was just like, yeah, like he think he DL trade, he DL fag because like, why do you care so much we're even in the room? Which I agree with too, because it's like, why do you care so much? You would have thought they jumped on the bed with him and was trying to like get on him or something. They were just sitting alongside the room or whatever, just talking. So that to me was super, super random, and it just keeps showing that he is DL Trey. I showed a picture of him to somebody that I know, and it was just like, he looked like one of them dudes that go to Atlanta and have a deal fling and never come back. I said, bitch. He does. Okay. So yeah, Gutta goes to find a room, and then he's in a room with Carry-On, right? So Carry-On's like, oh, I want this room to myself. Like, go to your friends or whatever. Go to your friends. Carry-On's actually really, really funny. His confessional is actually really, really funny. And it's sad we didn't know like how good of a personality he was, because all we see on the vlogs is just him crying over Kirk Franklin and Kirk Franklin basically abusing him, calling him a bitch or whatever on them little phone calls or whatever that got leaked, right? So he was just like, oh, go with your friends, Gutta. Like, he's like, go with your friends, Gutta. Like, you doing too much, whatever. And Gutta's like, ooh, you Kirk Franklin's son. Like, we gonna share a room together and like, woo, woo, woo. And then like we gonna fuck in that bed, like, yeah, like you Kirk Franklin, carry on, like the fuck, chill out. He's like snickering or whatever. And then he's just like, okay, like I'm gonna let you have this room, but like you gonna behave. And then he did something like that with his chin. And then Carry On just put his head down. You can tell Carry On actually likes Gutta. And I think they probably have messed around in the house. Hopefully we get to see something like that later on in the season, because I think that's what happened. Okay, I just get that sense, because he had, when he shook his head down or whatever, he was just like he got tempted or whatever. That's just the vibes I get. Very much, that's what the vibes I get. So yeah, we see Anthony go and find his room, and like I said, Anthony still got them shades on the whole episode. It's him, the whole episode. Just my name is Anthony. I'm from Houston. Like, take them shades off. We need to see you. Like, it's so irritating to me. I want to see your face. I want to see your face. That gospel song. I want it. Like, Carry On knows. Like, we want to see your face. So he finds a room, whatever. He finds like a king size bed. Like I said, the rooms are way nicer and bigger. The house in itself is so much bigger than the baddie's house. He like jumps on the bed or whatever, right? Jumps on the bed. So then next thing you know, Milan walks in. Milan, I guess, before they walked into the house or whatever, I don't know how he knew that room existed. He claimed that room. He was like, oh, I already claimed that room before we got in here, blah, blah, blah. Like, you tripping, da, 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 da. So they start going back at it. And then Anthony's like, do you have a problem? Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem? Anthony went on Instagram Live and said that the reason why he was saying that repeatedly is because Do We Have a Problem by Nicki Minaj dropped that same night. And that's why he kept saying it, because they had that song on repeat the whole day before I guess they moved into the house. So then they start tussling where they start pushing each other. Security gets involved. They get pulled apart or whatever, right? Mind you, you could tell Anthony's a little drunk. Everybody's a little drunk, right? So after that happens, Natalie brings all the boys down, right? He brings all the boys down. She's just like, so, you guys, I have some news. Andrew is a little bitch, and he's not going to be coming back to the house. And we have a video message from Andrew. So then they show the video, right? They show the video. They show Andrew start talking to the producers. And mind you, I guess they had to hunt him down because they didn't know where he was after the shoot or whatever. I guess he then escaped in the outskirts of LA or somewhere. We didn't know where he was, right? So they go to him, and Andrew's just like, how did you even know where I was? How did you know where I was? Okay. He's just like, I'm with the bad boys. He's calling somebody on the phone or something. The producers are like, we need you to come back to the house. We really need you to come back to the house, okay? Because you're an integral part of the show, buzz. The producers are smart. Zeus already knows that with Andrew being in the house, he's blog fodder. Every time we see Mr. Delivered or I'm Delivered, like, we already know that's going to attract views because he's a public figure. We already know it's going to attract like a lot of views because he has a big following, plus he's viral. So that's why they really wanted him in the house, and they didn't want him to leave. So after they said that, and also he just got a free check, to be honest. All he did was the photo shoot and all that stuff. And I heard he got $4,000. So y'all just gave away $4,000 for free. That's dumb. To be honest, y'all should have gave them the money after the whole city, after they get kicked off. Like after, let's say they leave the house, that's when you give them the check. Or after they're done filming the season, let's say they make it to the end, that's when you give them the check. Because it's like, what the hell? $4,000 for doing a photo shoot? I could have went in there and did that and they left. And they act like I was on the show. That was such a waste of time to me. Zeus got to do better with that, because as y'all, I don't know if a lot of people know Andrew. I've known some people that know like him personally or something like that, and they say he has mental issues. So y'all should have known that off the rip with casting him, because he was already going to be a problem off the rip. So I don't know why they thought that was just going to slide and it was going to be cool. So then as they're standing there, Milan calls out Darrell, who's just like, oh, I don't like what you did. Like, you a pussy ass nigga or whatever. For what you did to Dylan. I don't like what you did to Dylan. So then they splash, sploosh. They threw the water, like drink or whatever. I think Darrell threw a drink at Milan. So then they start swinging or whatever. They start drinking. The whole time I just couldn't stop looking at Milan's butt. You know why? his pants were so tight, and Milan has such a fit body figure, so it's like his butt just pops out, like, you know, on SpongeBob, them little things. If y'all know what I'm talking about, like they had a animation character with a big booty, the booty stuck out like that. That's what Milan looked like. But yeah, that was the end of the episode. We see next episode that there's gonna be a lot of fights, and we see that they're gonna fight Moolah and then Curtis or whatever. And I'm happy because they need to ask me for saying little slick stuff or whatever and acting stupid going into a show that's called Bad Boys Club and not expecting gay boys to be on the show. You're an idiot. You guys are dumb. It makes like no sense to not think that was gonna happen. The premiere, I would give it a good 7 out of 10, to be honest. A good 7.5, 8 out of 10, because Natalie understood that she wasn't the star. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Okay, Natalie did a great job with the casting. I do think that they picked good people to be on the show. I know people were mad because a lot of people auditioned or whatever that were regular, and that they wanted regular people on the show. But like I said, it's the first season of a first new series, so they're gonna have to put pseudo celebrities on the show so it could get some hype before they put some regular people on there. Let me know what you guys think about this season. Let me hear it in the comments. Y'all could go back and forth in the comments. You know, I love to see it. I'm open to a bunch of different opinions about what happened on the show. Please put it down below because I want to hear your opinions about what y'all think about the cast and what happened during the premiere. Make sure you guys leave your comments down below and make sure to subscribe.